What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and for today's WWE news video there is quite a bit to talk about, including the latest on Big E's neck injury update, Nikki A.S.H possibly forming a new faction, wonder what that's about, and then of course, are we going to see the match? Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. And this first one that I'm going to talk about is Candice LeRae's contract update. And if you guys hear music in the background, it's because I actually have Zelda's Lullaby on YouTube on my phone, on my Fire Stick right now. The mental health is just kicking in. The mental health has kicked in again a little bit, so I do apologize. No copyrights, of course. You guys know how this works with the algorithm. But what is the update on Candice LeRae's contract? So, so you guys know that that Candice LeRae just gave birth, which is awesome. And apparently, rumor has it that that she has yet to re-sign with WWE. Apparently, Fightful Select, big shout out, no copyrights. You guys know how it works with the algorithm. Her contract with WWE will be coming up this spring. And at the time that I'm recording this anyway, which is going to be the same day, which is actually today's Thursday the 17th actually, her contract has not been renewed, nor has it been frozen. If it was frozen, she would have had more time to get back into the gym, train, shut off the, what's it called, the baby weight? I think it's called. I don't know. I don't know. I think that is the proper term. Shut that off. Get back into fighting physical condition, and be able to come back to NXT. The report also noted that WWE sources had spoken to Fightful, and they're not to expect Candice LeRae to come back from maternity leave before the contract expires. You guys know that she only made sporadic appearances on NXT since the reboot back in September last year, where as of now, as I mentioned, her and Johnny Gargano both welcomed their first child back in February last month. So, apparently, an extension has not been discussed as of yet. But WWE hadn't planned on concerning her with the extension talked while she was recovering. So, so I'm assuming we might see her back. I would probably say in the next in the next what, 4 months, maybe 5 months at best. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because excuse me. Because as of now, Johnny Gargano's contract expired at the beginning of December last year, but he was given an extension to work War Games, which I believe the extension was like that whole month, if I remember correctly. But he ended up leaving because of the baby. So, honestly, I really do hope that Candice LeRae does re-sign with WWE. If she does, that would be incredible. I think honestly, she has not done too much in NXT. Yes, she is a former NXT women's tag team champion. But to be fair, the NXT women's title is the last, is the only title in NXT that she has yet to win. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm just like way too tired right now. But anyway, again, as I said, the NXT women's title is the last title she has yet to win. And as of now, Mandy Rose is the NXT women's champion, so it could be a possibility we might see Candice LeRae challenge Mandy Rose for the NXT women's title, unless if Cora Jade wins the title and NXT Stand and Deliver, which is a possibility. But I mean, but again, big shoutouts to Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano. Big shoutouts to them on the newborn. Shouts to them. But next up, what is the latest updates on Big E's neck injury? Excuse me. So you guys know, if you guys remember last week on SmackDown, Ridge Holland had hit Big E with a belly to belly, which Big E landed on his neck. And he was taken to UAB Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama. I think it's Birmingham, Alabama. Big shouts to them. No copyrights, of course. You guys know how it works with the algorithm. Suffering a fracture in his C1. What was it? C1 and A6. I think it was. Oh, sorry. C1 and C6 vertebrae had been fractured. Apparently, Big E had noted that there was no vertebrae displacement, no spinal cord damage, no ligament damage, and is not expected to undergo surgery, which is awesome. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised because when things like that happen, you usually do get surgery, but in this case, no, he's not. He's not. He actually went on Twitter and said, or actually, he replied to a tweet, which the tweet was from Andre Smith. Big shouts to him. He actually wrote a few days ago saying quote, Big E, hate that happened to you, bro. Pray for a speedy recovery. If you need anything while you're in the city, tap in. Big E replied by saying, appreciate you, man. I'm actually home now, but Birmingham took good care of me. So, despite that, the doctors believe that injury could be career-ending. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, Big E is a former 11-time tag team champion. Excuse me. He's a former NXT champion. He's a former WWE champion, former Intercontinental champion. But there's still more. I feel like that. I feel like there might be more for Big E to do in WWE. Like perhaps go after the United States title, maybe even win back the Intercontinental title at some point. But apparently there's now been a recent report that there is no backstage heat on Ridge Holland after what happened last week. So as per Wade Keller on a PW Torch VIP.com audio show, big shouts to them. Big shout out, no copyrights. You guys know how this works with the algorithm. I gotta keep saying that, of course. Apparently there's no heat, no backstage heat following the injury. Apparently, Ridge Holland was at the hospital with Big E, and he actually apologized for the incident. But Keller, on the audio show, had said quote, Big E is just loved, as Becky Lynch said, one of the best humans in the world. People love Big E who get to know him, and we certainly wish him the best. I asked some wrestlers out about what happened and what their take of it was. First of all, I will say I heard that Ridge Holland was very apologetic and very sorry about what happened backstage. He handled himself well. There doesn't appear to be any heat on him. That this was not a reckless move or something that Big E wasn't ready for, or that seemed like in any way Ridge Holland did anything wrong. So honestly, it's kind of upsetting that Big E's career might come to an end, but only time will tell. We don't really know exactly if it truly is career ending. If it is, honestly, I think it's just upsetting. It is so upsetting. Big E is one of the most intense superstars in WWE, but outside of the ring, based on from what I've seen on social media, he is a chill dude. And you guys know I've been trying to get into WWE for quite some time, and who knows? You might see me on a future episode of SmackDown. Who knows? Who knows? But again, I'm here to wish Big E a very speedy recovery. Hopefully, the injuries are not career ending, but only time will tell. But this now brings me to the big question: is Nikki A.S.H. forming a new faction? So apparently, Nikki A.S.H. has taken to Twitter, saying quote, scouting for my League of Almost Superheroes, LASH, or Lash, I guess, LASH, yeah, League of Almost Superheroes, last night. Thank you to hashtag Karen Press Beauty, IG, for HMUA. I guess that was the tweet, and there were three photos that she had posted. One of her without her typical superhero gear, just her typical her outing gear outfit, if you will. One with Doudrop, and then one at ringside. So honestly, so it's hard to say whether or not Nikki A.S.H. might will have her own her own faction, but it was noted that apparently both Doudrop and Nikki A.S.H. said that they were going to defeat Bianca Belair for Becky Lynch after what Bianca did to Becky with the hair. Obviously, we all know Bianca Belair's hair, no touch. No. If you touch the hair, you're gonna get your ass beat by the hair, of course. I will say this: if this does come to pass and Nikki A.S.H. does have her own faction, this would be very interesting, because Doudrop has never held a title in WWE, not even in NXT UK when she was Piper Niven. So it's hard to say, but they could possibly go after the women's tag team titles after WrestleMania, or even at WrestleMania for that matter, making the match a fatal 4-way, which will feature the champions, Queen Zelina and Carmella, Sasha Banks and Naomi, or I guess I should call them, or I guess we should call them the Boston Glow Connection. And then, of course, the newly formed team of Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. With Natalya and Shayna Baszler being rumored to be added to the match, which is a possibility. So we could end up seeing a fatal five-way at WrestleMania, which is a possibility. But given the fact that we're just a couple weeks away from WrestleMania, it's hard to say. But Nikki A.S.H with having her own faction could be interesting. It could be interesting to say the very least. But if she is scouting people for her faction, honestly, I think this would be the best thing for her. I think since she was a part of the faction known as Sanity, so it's possible, but who knows? But speaking of questions, are we going to see the biggest dream match you could ever think of? Are we going to see Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? So, you guys know that for those who do watch AEW, you guys know that Cody Rhodes was one of the founders of AEW, and he was the executive vice president of AEW, from what I've been hearing, from what I heard on social media, and apparently, Cody Rhodes is now done with AEW. He's been rumored to come back to WWE for the first time in, what was it? For the first time in, what, 6 years, I think? I think it's for the first time in 6 years. And the last time he was in WWE, he actually was known as Stardust, and his last WrestleMania match was, ironically enough, in Dallas. There is something on my something is stabbing me in the back, and it's not a knife. I don't know what the hell it is, but it needs to stop. Anyway, there it is again. What in the hell is going on? What in the hell is going on? Something is on my back. I don't know what the hell it is. Okay, there we go. Anyway, ironically enough, it was at WrestleMania in Dallas, at WrestleMania 32, where he competed in that ladder match for the Intercontinental title, and now, I feel like it would come full circle for Rhodes, which is a possibility, but Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio, big shout out, no copyrights, of course. He stated how everyone in WWE was under the impression that it will not just be Cody that will be signing Cody to WWE, but apparently he'll be facing off against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and he said, quote, yeah, he's coming. I mean, that's it. He's coming. He's wrestling Seth at WrestleMania unless something changes, and I don't expect. I sure watched this not thinking anything's changed. This meaning obviously Raw. And then of course too, talking about AEW and Rhodes being a part of AEW, he said, or I guess rather, Rhodes making a surprise appearance similar to what Matt and Jeff Hardy did at WrestleMania 33. He said, quote, how they do it, I think they may end up doing the Hardys thing, where you know they're coming, but they don't announce it, and they get the big pop. They show up the day of the show. They may be doing that one, but they've played up so big Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Again, he didn't do an angle with anybody else. There's nobody left. It's not like they downplayed him because he's not on the card, which is what you do in this scenario. If someone's not on the card, you downplay them because you've got so many people that you've got to get over for WrestleMania. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious what's going on. When it's going to be announced, or even if it will be announced, it is a big part of the show now. Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So you guys know both Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy had left AEW last month. This part of the video is for those who watch AEW. I don't. So this is just from what I've heard on social media. But again, Cody and his wife Brandy had left AEW last month. They have been working without contracts since last December, which is pretty crazy. And there have been rumors that it was rumored that WWE was interested in bringing back Cody Rhodes to WWE, but not his wife Brandy, which is kind of weird, because she went under the name Eden Styles in WWE, which was kind of crazy. So even if Brandy does come back, they may end up sorry guys, my fuzz being weird. It's possible that even if Brandy Rhodes does come back, it's possible that they may bring her back as Eden Styles, which is a possibility, but they may even also put her in NXT as a ring announcer, which is quite the possibility, but only time will tell. We don't know all the details, but my thoughts on Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE, I fucking love it. I think it's what's best for his career, because he had won multiple championships all over the world, TNA, Ring of Honor. Apparently he had even also won championships in AEW from what I've been hearing. So honestly, I love it. I love the idea, and all I gotta say to Cody is welcome back, brother. Welcome back. But that brings me to the question of the day. Do you guys want to see Candice LeRae re-sign with WWE? Let me know in the comments below. And that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more WWE news videos, which we have posted every Thursday for the most part, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any family you guys want to send me, you guys want me to open it up on the channel, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.